On Business Connect today, we meet Professor Joël Lebon, a Mauritian who specializes in marketing and sales. He has worked in Europe, he's a teacher, but now works in the US. He has been working with the Rogers Group for 15 years. Let's meet him to see the changes that have been happening in the world of marketing. Professor Joël Lebon, you're an expert in sales marketing. Thank you very much for being with us for this episode of Business Connect. Just a brief history, how long have you been working together and how has your role changed from the past 15 years from the traditional type of marketing to the digital marketing now?
So we've been working a lot on strategic marketing and branding in the past 10 years. But this is traditional marketing, very important, and they did a great job at their marketing strategy for the sectors and also establishing the brands of the hotel. But last year they called me and they said, we think that marketing has changed. And we think that we might get disrupted because of what's going on with the technology. Can you please help us understand what's going on and help us factor into our strategy technology and digital marketing and sales to kind of remain current about what we need to know and how we have to do it now. So technology has changed a lot. In fact, what happened in marketing and sales for the past 5 years may be more important than what happened in marketing and sales for the past 50 years. They realize that, they acknowledge that, and we've been working on that since then.
The trend now is digital marketing. What is your opinion on it?
I think there are two worlds, the physical world and the digital world. And those two worlds exist, the physical, the digital, which means that value is created in those two worlds. Now, how do you create an economy? A traditional economy is created on three things: raw material, power source, and a transportation system. In a traditional economy, what is the raw material? It can be woods, it can be steel, it can be oil, but then you have to manufacture that with plants, so you're going to need a power source, which is electricity, so you can run your plant. But then you're going to have to move your products that you've been building from location A to location B, so you need a transportation system. It's going to be ships, it's going to be train, it's going to be plane, it's going to be trucks. But since about 20 years, now we have the digital economy. But coming back to the foundations of what is an economy, we still have the same three things: raw material, power source, and transportation system. But what are they now? The raw material now is information. The power source is electronics. And the transportation system is the internet. So now you can transport and transform through a computer information, digitalize content and information, and transport it all around the world to do marketing and sales and reach out to customers. So we do have the same foundations, but we do have a new economy, which is the digital economy, which is changing the way we have to do business because we can be more efficient. And there are three things we have to think about when we do that: content, context, and cadence. So in the physical world, let's pretend that I am in the world of selling. What is my content? When I am meeting you and you are my customers, and I work for a company like Xerox, my content could be the brochure I have about my product for our sales discussion. But I need to be with you to show you my brochure and we can talk about it. What is my context? The context will be the setting of our meeting. We can meet on a golf course, play golf together. We can meet in a restaurant having a casual business dinner. We can meet at your office, but we need to meet in some places. That is the context. What is the cadence? The cadence will be how I'm going to use my time to kind of interact with you. And I'm not going to tell you right away, can you please sign that contract? We're going to have to play golf first, and we're going to have to enjoy ourselves, maybe in the restaurant. And if you are in Asia, we're going to go to do karaoke together and do things like that. And I have a specific cadence. And through this timeline, I'm going to approach you to kind of close the deal. But in the digital world, we still have the same thing. We have content, we have context, we have cadence. But now this has changed because my content can be what? A white paper, a website, an ebook, a lot. My context can be what? LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I have to choose. And my cadence can be what? It's called the playbook. I'm going to have to build a relationship with you, even if I don't know you digitally. And through a specific sequence, connect with you and create some kind of cross that trust gap for you to kind of believe that what I have for you, without seeing me, could be of interest to you. But same thing, right? But because of the raw material information, the ingredient that I use through the channel of the internet with the right content, I am also building value. This has changed, but somehow it has not, because it's the same foundations. Yet we have to use it because this has changed the way we interact with people and the way we do business.
You spend a lot of time outside Mauritius. How do you find marketing and sales in Mauritius when you compare to outside Mauritius, if it's even possible?
Right. So first, you said marketing and sales. It's different.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
And I guess this is very important because sometimes what I noticed talking, interacting, engaging companies is some people think that marketing and sales is the same. Well, it is not, because they are connected, if they are connected well. But let me put it this way. What is the role of a VP of marketing? Well, by the way, where is the market for you when you are VP of marketing? The market is outside your building. The market is outside your headquarters. So the role of a VP of marketing is to bring the market, which is outside, inside the company, and explain to everyone what the market is about, and align the company about the right go-to-market strategy with the right marketing strategy and content to connect with the customers. So marketing is more about bringing the market, which is outside, inside, with data intelligence, customer intelligence, market research, market survey. So then we can go back to the market with the right segmentation strategy and reconnect with the customers because we did understand who they are. The sales part will be the go-to-market strategy, going back outside after thinking about the right mental model to do that. So it's different, but they are connected because how, if I am in sales, I can go back outside with the right selling strategy if I don't know what you learn from outside before me going there.
Sure.
Right? So I need to have those two functions coordinated, but I also need to understand what I need to do once I'm back outside my headquarters with the market and the customers, and that will be more sales. But it's coming from the marketing strategy and marketing understanding of what is the market.
Going forward, especially for the Mauritian economy,
yes,
what would you think is very important to do in terms of marketing? How individual businesses run, how big companies run, and even the country as a whole?
I think so. I was in Mauritius in 2017. I organized a conference in Mauritius. I was very happy to be able to do that. It was the GSSI conference, the Global Sales Science Institute conference. And we had 68 people from 16 different countries, from the US, from India, from Asia, from Singapore, coming to Mauritius. And they found Mauritius fascinating. And you asked me the question, so what's the point about Mauritius in this world? This is gold for us. Why? Because from here, we can do anything. And why I am mentioning that? I am mentioning that because at that time, the conference was in June, right where we had the budget released. So on the day of the conference gala, the budget was released. So I read the budget the next day, and I saw we have to be a fully fledged digital economy, right? And I say, this is great because this Mauritius can be a fully fledged digital economy, which means that from here, with the technology, we can build fintech, we can leverage our brain and a technology, but we have to build a platform and we have to choose where we want to be and invite and be guest of the world, just like we were guests for the world for IRS, for telesales, to show them that they can externalize on us the backbone and the background of what their organization can be. So I think it's a great chance for Mauritius to be part of this It's not a small country. It's a big country with big ambition and a big heart with people who can achieve that if we want to do it together. So I think it's a great opportunity for Mauritius because of the technology. Without the technology, you don't have the transportation system, right? You still need the plane, the ship. Now we do have the transportation system, which is the internet. And because of that, we can build this kind of platform to help companies leverage technology and operate from Mauritius at a lower cost and operate some part of their business in this kind of digital economy, which is a global economy by definition. Now, if we don't do that, it's an opportunity cost. And guess what? If we don't play the game, we will lose the game by definition because the game is on. And I would hate that game to be game over, being from Mauritius, knowing that we have the power to be able to be part of that game.
Do you feel that Mauritius is moving in the right direction in terms of digital marketing? Is the interest there, but is the work being done?
So that's the point. I saw that Mauritius tried to be part of AI and blockchain. Great, but you have to walk the talk. We need investment, we need people, we need talent, but we need a vision. I think the vision is here as a way to go somewhere. But what I would like to see is maybe some faster move and specific priorities to help people and guide the vision into some specific directions. Fintech is one, but there's other possibilities. But we're going to have to cross those milestones because if we don't, and I've noticed that there's a lot of countries in Africa already there doing things. This world is moving fast, and in order not to be left behind, we really have to do it. If not, and if we don't catch up, another small country is going to do it. I always heard we want to be the Singapore of the Ocean. No, let's be the Mauritius of the Indian Ocean. Singapore can be Singapore over there in ASEAN. But we have to invent our own model in the Indian Ocean, be different, not another us, but a better us. But we have to do it. It takes investment. Now, think about it. Our children is very important for us, right? This is our future, very important. We care a lot about education for our children. Today, it would be crazy to ask your child, what is it that you want to do when you grow up? Why? Because the job does not even exist. So we have to invent those jobs for our children. If not, they won't have the right skills and they won't be in the right workforce. So we have to do it, not for us, we have to do it for our children. So we have to be part of this game.
The Project Leadership Certification course is one in its kind in Mauritius and in the African region. This course is conducted over 5 consecutive days and it covers subjects like coursework, best practices, and other topics. In this edition of Business Connect, we are going to meet the CEO of Business International Technovise Limited as he gives us insight on the PLC course. Good evening, Mr. Tan Chipin. You're the CEO of Business Technovise International Limited. Tell us about the PLC and the collaboration with UTM.
Our collaboration with UTM is in its 13th year, and the focus of the collaboration is a course called PLC, Leadership 4.0. And the space, as you know, leadership is a wide spectrum. The space we choose to focus on is something called execution leadership. With the advent of Industry 4.0, where the changes become very rapid and very constant, the ability to execute now will determine whether an organization will succeed or like the other 52% of Fortune 500 companies, it has since disappeared since 2000.
What is the next step in the evolution of PLC and leadership development?
Again, due to Industry 4.0, because of the rapid changes, and human, we are not made to be able to fit into the kind of changes that come very constantly in an exponential manner. we heard a lot about people talking about machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning. Our prerogative and our preoccupation must be with the human and not with the machine. Therefore, we are working on a course that we will launch in July in something called Habit 4.0. This is where we hope to increase the peak performance of human by guiding the humans to focus on each area of the attribute that will enable them to become more effective and efficient.
What are the prerequisites to join a project leadership certification course?
Seriously, there is no prerequisite per se, but then the expectation must be managed, right? If one has been working 15, 20, 25 years, the expectation must be it has enough sufficient experience to get certified. But if you send a person that is only less than 5 years working experience, the expectation therefore there's a big gap in terms of execution, and therefore instead of thinking about getting the person to come to be certified, it must be to say, look, I want this person, my talent, to know the correct way of doing things, and in the following 5 years to practice what is correct and be a bigger talent.
How does a PLC relate to Industry 4.0?
PLC is about teaching people to execute. You learn, you execute. But Industry 4.0 bring along dramatic changes. Therefore, what we know now is no longer true in a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, a couple of days. Therefore, there is this humility required to relearn. Therefore, Industry 4.0 forces us to acquire new intelligence and relearn. But once you relearn the new insight, do you still need to execute? Yes. So it's a complete circle, it's a symbiosis, it's a DNA ribonucleic linkage that you learn, execute, relearn, coming back to execute again. So it's a tightly knitted program.
Do you have any specific message to CEOs, HODs, and decision makers who wish to contribute and invest in the training of PLC for their staff?
I certainly welcome a progressive company to continue to invest. As you probably know, World Bank, IMF has recently published some facts about the world global economy being 70% down across the world. Very sadly, the very first knee-jerk reaction is let's cut down training costs because the economy is perceived not to do well. But our thinking as practitioners is if we continue to invest in bad times in our people, what will happen in good times? Our people will have other job opportunities. But because we invested them in bad times, they will have this, hopefully, realization that maybe we should stick together with the company that stay with us with bad time, and in the good time, we should stick with the same company as well. So I think there is a value-add thinking here, why organizations in Mauritius, especially those who value talent and are vision-centric, continue to send their talent to PLC. The second reason why this should be done is because of Industry 4.0, because of the rapid changes, the way we do business, the way we manage projects, the way we lead will be very different. So PLC provide an avenue where we share the latest technique, the latest execution mechanism, and the latest thought process in terms of knowledge, in terms of process, and also in terms of strategy, and also tools, especially collaborative tools, right, like PMIS 4.0, to make initiatives successful.
How the project leadership certification course is going to help you in your career?
So basically the PLC is a very enriching and a very insightful experience for all the project managers as well as for all the experienced aspiring project managers. So the knowledge that I will gain from this training will actually enable me to assist my organization in practicing the best project management techniques, and it also empowers me to be a successful leader of the future.
How the project leadership certification course is going to help you in your career?
So in fact we are being introduced to the PLC program. It's a boot camp, and it is giving us all the skills that are required to become leaders of tomorrow, and I think that it's something very important in the motion context.
And how is it going to help you in your own career?
So let's say that I am already leading a team, and with all the skills that will be provided during the boot camp, again, it will help me to strengthen myself, to be, let's say, very more courageous and not fearful anymore about all the different difficulties that may happen in my job.
How the PLC course is going to help you to boost your career and help you to perform better in your job?
Well, we might not realize we deal with projects every day, both at home and at work. So the skills we learned here will help us better manage what we call our stakeholders, to better lead the project to success.
And what are your expectations from this course?
Better know how to use the tools, the PMIS, and the frameworks that are already in place in a professional setting to reach the successful closure of a project.
How are you going to implement these rules in your day-to-day activities in your job?
By using the new knowledge we acquired today and till Friday, to better manage, like I said, better manage the stakeholders. Yeah.
Business Connect, that's it for this edition. You can find our program on our website. Also follow us on our Facebook page. I'll see you next week at the same time on the same channel. Till then, it's a goodbye.